ham and potato cheesy casserole. What could be better than that? The all-American comfort food, and we're going to do it today in our Ninja Speedi, a quick and easy way, and we're going to walk you through it, and I'll show you how we do it right now. Let's talk about the simple ingredients. First off, I've got some smoked spiral ham slices and pieces, so I may need to go in here and cut these up a little smaller. We'll see how that is. I've got me one red onion, some whole milk. If you don't have this, find yourself some garlic powder, some salt and pepper. Got 4 russet potatoes there. Of course, my Ninja Speedi pot. Got some garlic and herb breadcrumbs to put on the top. We are going to turn this into like a casserole style meal. And some extra sharp cheddar cheese. Let's get going. Alright guys, there are many ways you can do this. I'm going to do mine in the style of a scalloped potato. I'm going to do potato rings, and I've just washed my potatoes, these russets, and I will not be peeling them. I want the skin on. You can peel them if you want. So what we're after here is slices, about like that. Cutco. I just had Cutco sharpen this for free for me. Lifetime guarantee on your Cutcos. So don't forget that. If you have some in the drawer, you can send them off. And we had somebody come out here and sharpen for us. Alright, once you got that, go ahead and work on your onion a little bit, and the same deal. We're looking for rings. Use your favorite onion. Get them pretty thin. And cut as many of them as you like. I like the rings like this. Separate them. Mix them down in there. And it should look something like that when you're done. Alright, next up, we're going to add some water to this because we do not have a pressure cooker in the Speedi. So to get these potatoes ready, we're going to steam them. The water depends on how many potatoes you guys got in there. So you have to be the judge of that. That's 1 cup. And what we don't want to happen is while we're steaming to steam out all of our water. So it's always best to have a little extra. It's a little bit of a trade-off. A little extra means a little extra preheat time, but it could save you from ruining your meal if you didn't have enough water to finish the steaming process. And that's that. Let's go ahead and get a little seasoning in there. Let's cook. So if you're saying, hey, I thought he said this was ham and potato. Where's the ham, man? That ham is already fully cooked. So while we're steaming our potatoes up, I'm going to cut the ham into chunks and sizes that we think are good, you know, pretty much bite-sized pieces. And then that ham will get added back in at the end along with the other ingredients. Let's get going. You are going to want this in the upper position, because we're going to use the rapid cooker setting on steam, which is right there. We want about 15 minutes to get these just tender enough so they're not crunchy but not too tender where they turn into a mashed potato. And there is no temperature on steam. Steam is steam, and we are ready to roll. Alright, let's go ahead and prep our ham. This will be completely dependent on what kind of ham you guys buy. I'm just going to trim off a little fat on mine. We're about halfway through the steam process. You can see what's happening in there. I'm gonna give them a quick stir. Man, are we making steam? Let's get that lid down as quick as we can. Alright, and back to it. That was 8.5 minutes, by the way. Once you get the steam portion done, it's time to add the remainder of the ingredients, and we're going to start with that ham. Right into the pot we go. I'm going to add in a little bit of extra sharp cheddar cheese. Of course, you can obviously use any kind of cheese or strength of cheddar you like. I am not measuring. And what we're going to do is let that cheese start to melt before we add in the milk. Because as soon as that milk hits it, it's going to cool everything down, and it's going to be hard to melt anything. So let's just let that sit for a few minutes and start melting. Give it a little bit of a stir there just to get it, some of the potatoes to the top to help melt the cheese. Careful with the potatoes. If you do wedges or chunks, you don't have to be so careful. With the rings, I'm trying to keep them in that shape as much as I can, and they're kind of fragile. There we go. Cheese is melting quick. And now it's time to add in a little milk. We're going to get this creamy. Again, I'm not measuring, because there's no way I can tell you how much to put into yours, but that was probably a 1/4 cup. That's pretty good. And we're going to add some more cheese. We're going to keep cheesing it up. And then we're going to get this back in to the Speedi to get this good and bubbly and melty. And we'll add more milk if need be, but right now we're going to leave it right there. And let's go ahead and get this on sear saute, get everything bubbly and melty, and then we'll top it. Let's go ahead and switch this to a sear saute. And for that, temporarily, we're going to have to lower the lid, switch it over, then you can raise it back up again. Scroll down to sear saute, lower the temperature to high 3. Time is not going to matter on this because there is no time on sear saute. It just counts up. We're going to do this with the lid open because we need to keep a good eye on it. We're going to stir as little as possible so we don't mess up our shapes of our potatoes. And in just a few minutes, that's going to be melted and bubbly. Most of the cheese is melted. You can just start to see the beginning of the bubbly there. Just as a note, I did raise it to high 4. It was on 3. I moved it to 4, and now I'm getting the result I was after. Now, obviously, you do not need to do the breadcrumbs, but in my world, if you're doing a casserole style dish, it better have breadcrumbs, toasted breadcrumbs on top. So that's what we're going to do. Just let that bubble up for a couple more seconds. It is super, super, super thick right now. That's what we're going to do is end the sear saute. Cover the top with some breadcrumbs. A fairly good thick layer on there. There we go. Looks perfect. Get a good view of that. And now we're going to switch it over to air fryer. Just lower the lid, leave it on the setting it's on, the air fry setting. Scroll down. Actually, air fry is the default on the top. 390 is the default temperature. It seems hot, but we're going to let it go, and the time we don't really care about. We'll adjust that. I doubt I'm going to need more than 2 or 3 minutes on this. Well, there we have it. Hot, steamy, melty, bubbly ham, potato, cheese casserole straight out of the Ninja Speedi. Gooey cheese. Oh my goodness, look at that. Everything you could want in one pot. Let's give this a little taste. We'll get a little bit of everything on the fork and try it out. Still smoking hot. Oh my goodness. I swear that's better than doing a potato ham casserole in the oven. Everything is better in that Speedi. Anyway, that was it. That was absolutely delicious. I hope you give this one a try. The ingredients were not that expensive. You probably got potatoes and onions and breadcrumbs laying around the house anyway, maybe some cheese. So all you got to probably do is grab up a little ham. And there you go. In fact, next time you make a ham, just save some pieces and do this. We'll see you soon on the next amazing Ninja Speedi or foodie video.